Good morning. How are you? All right. So what we're doing is we're cutting a beef tenderloin. We're just learning how to trim it here. So when you take it out of the package, it's going to have this. This is called the silver skin. And it's going to have some rough things here. We'll just kind of trim that up a little bit, but that's going to be the fat that's going to give you that nice flavor. The beef tenderloin doesn't have much fat in it, so it's kind of good to leave just a little bit on so that you can have just a touch of flavor. So let me show you how to go about doing this. We're going to just kind of slice it a little bit. You just want to kind of grab it, get under it, because you don't want to lose too much of that meat there. So just gonna hit it underneath there and just kind of go about getting as much of that as we can, because this doesn't break down, it doesn't cook down. It's just like chewing on rubber bands. So you see that? Now it's going to be nice and easy to kind of get under there and just kind of get that. Takes just a little bit of patience, but trust me, it's worth it. If you get in there and just start hacking it, you're going to have a hacked up piece of meat that. So just get in here, kind of just trim that. Almost got all of it there. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, we got clean, all right, no silver skin. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm not gonna worry about too much of this. This is just cut off, or I'm sorry, it'll just melt away when it's cooking. So get a little chunk there, it's kind of thick. Get a little chunk here, but like I said, this is good fat that will melt away when you're cooking, which makes a little bit of flavor. So I'm gonna cut this, trim this off a little bit. How do we go about, what do we do from here? So we have our beef tenderloin. Well, it depends on what we're doing. If we're going to cut it up into serve it in little pieces, or if we're going to cook the whole thing, kind of like a beef Wellington. Today we're actually gonna be cooking some beef tenderloin, so some medallion style pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it a little bit, but I wanna cut it all equally. Now if you look here, this is kind of something to look at. This is something that we deal with in the rest. This piece right here is a pretty thin piece. If somebody wants a nice fat beef tenderloin, we can't exactly serve this to them. So in the restaurant, what we do is we cut this and we use this as a special, or like this to make a nice piece of, cut it up in little pieces, make Philly cheesesteak or whatever. So let's try to cut our beef tenderloin here. So we have 3 nice even pieces there. Now it gets a little tricky down here because you have the head of the tenderloin. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut that. Now tenderloin, you always want to cut against the grain. So see that right there? We want to go against that. Otherwise you're going to get chewy, tough meat. So we have our tenderloins for lunch today. So let's get moving into getting some cooking going on, shall we? See you there.